personal hairstyles is a great way to communicate who you are. You know, it's like says a lot about yourself and like what you want to convey to people, and you know, it's a very personal choice. Ultimately, it's like you should wear the hair that makes you feel good. You know, if you feel good, people are gonna love it. You know, it's like own it. Don't, you know, you gotta own your look, basically. My name is Lizzie Ford Madrid, and I'm the Integrated Media Center Operations Manager and the Student Media Program Director here at Spring Hill College. I think professionalism means to me, you know, in the workplace, you definitely want to come in and I would say you want to be yourself, but you want to be yourself to the point, just to a certain point where you are not making other people around you uncomfortable. And secondly, that your personality and your quirks do not impede upon other people's work in the workplace or your own work, you know? So I would say that's professionalism to me, is like, come in, get your job done, don't cause problems for people, you know, don't cause drama, just kind of, you know, create an environment that you want to be in and that other people want to be in with you, you know? So it's like that you can get work done.
I think that people should have the liberty to wear their hair in a way that's an expression of themselves and what makes them feel comfortable. I'm Taloria Crenshaw. I graduated from here in 1985. I'm the Director of Alumni, Parent, and Community Engagement. I think professionalism means, you know, kind of being on time, knowing your job, managing your priorities and responsibilities, and follow-up, I think, is probably the most important thing. You know, doing what you say you're going to do when you say that you're going to do it. My great-grandmother was 114 years old when she died, Virginia Mallard, Atmore, Alabama. She grew up, she was born right after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. So in my family, anything anti-slavery was what they promoted. You don't want to look like a slave. You don't want to act like a slave. So you want to make sure that you dress and that your hair is nice. We couldn't even, you better not go to the mailbox with rollers in your hair or your hair tied up. And the way, you know, and young people with the bonnets and all now, my mom is just like, you know, I don't understand why they do it. They were always taught to be, you know, dressed and you look nice and you look presentable whenever you leave the house. And with her being in the military, she was the first black female command sergeant major in the whole Southeast, you know. When I got commissioned, I was the only black and the only female officer in my whole battalion. So, you know, that's how we were raised. I think they were so, anything that's too black or too ethnic would take us back to looking like slaves, and that's how we were taught.
I have had a long freelancing career. Like, I started my career working in children's media. I worked for 2 corporations. I could not stand it. I felt like I was just chained to my desk every day. I wanted to like die. Every day I felt like my soul leaving my body kind of situation. You know, I couldn't like, I felt like, you know, it was just like, for me personally, the worst thing in the world. Other people thrive in those situations, but my brain does not. It just doesn't. Like, I can't, there's so much about that environment that is difficult when you're a person like me, and when you're a black woman. I will say, like, sometimes people think you're a bitch just because like you're not like kikiing with them, or you're not relating with them, or like you're not going to drinks with them. You know, there was, especially there's like this certain, at least in the jobs I had, there was like this certain kind of like bro-y atmosphere. And you know, everyone's like, yeah, we're gonna go down to the bar and like have wings. I'm like, I don't want to do that, but you have to do those things. You do, and then you go, and it's still like you, and in those situations, like, there were so few black people, it's like we would hang out. We actually had our own separate hangouts outside of work, away from that, but it was definitely this divide, this like segregation where it's like, I loved my black coworkers. We had a great time, but then it's like, yes, we have to like schmooze with like our maybe white counterparts who might not like us, you know, who might not think we deserve to be there. I was always the only black woman I was maybe one of 2, 3. My hair can be seen as cool, but it just depends on the audience and it depends on who is your boss. And maybe, you know, maybe it's like my coworkers thought it was cool, but maybe not my female boss who was like super like done to 11. I don't think she thought it was cool. There was definitely like back in the day, the like, I want to touch your hair type stuff. I think people finally know not to do that anymore. But I did have a lot of that. It's like people trying to touch my hair type of situation. So yes, it was a compliment, but also very invasive.
During the president's inauguration, when I was chosen to speak on behalf of the staff. And again, the only person of color on the whole stage. I mean, I'm an alum, and I'm the only person not in regalia, you know. But I was too cute. I had on a beautiful suit, you know. I was dressed. I looked good, and I got so many compliments. Oh my God, you look so. Even the president was like, "Wow, you look so good. Your hair looks great," you know. And that made me feel really good. And you know, even my mom, when she saw the video, she was like, "You looked really nice. You spoke really well. You looked really good." So
I'm just myself, you know, and I feel like if I can walk in like with this hair and my nose ring and just being who I am and like I get the job, that's a job for me. And if I don't get the job, I'm happy because that's not the job for me. You know what I mean? You don't want to work with people who are not like who are not accepting of you just based on like stupid, you know, shallow things like this. Even though it is a big part of the interview process, like presenting well and looking nice. It's like I'm still gonna dress nicely, but I'm still gonna wear my fro, you know.